retire should they decide to do that. Jack?
Not only has it been reported as wet, but it's also been reported as oily. The race leader reporting oil at turn 1, maybe from the 14.
And that's in the garage at the moment. We can see it there on the Go-Jacks as they try to figure out what can be done to resurrect that vehicle. Hazelwood, Winterbottom, Ojeda, Murray, Mustangs 1, 2, 3. Then Murray's the first of the Camaros from Coulthard, from Whincup, McLeod, whose grandfather won here back in 1987. James Moffat, his dad's won it 4 times. Timmy Slade did an awesome job in South Australia with his teammate Nick Burkett. Jordan Boy's inside that top 10, who's actually got the fastest lap out there at the moment, 2 minute 8.3. The Pizza Hut car is quick. Yes, he's done a very good job in the opening stanza. No
Pizza Hut car.
And when you were calling out some names there, how about some famous
Deliver
names?
me a
Moffat,
pizza.
Perkins, Seaton, Morris, Crick, McLeod. Many of the co-drivers have come from esteemed lineage at this racing venue. Now, what's brewing here at the moment is serious pressure. Second, third, fourth. Winterbottom's under attack from Ojeda, who's equally under attack from Murray. And Fabian's all but putting his signature on the rear bumper as they negotiate the cutting. This is where the big climb begins. It's a 1 in 6 gradient, and the cars really require a lot of torque in second gear to grunt their way out of the cutting. They pluck third gear on the run up there. They've got that car 14 mobile again, and then it's fourth over the top hill for 200 k's. And Todd's positioning the car as though we're in a qualifying mode. He's got it whistling right up against the concrete wall at the moment. Frosty is only 0.5 of a second behind, but it's an angry, aggressive, fast, and impatient QC behind him. And the cars feel terrible early in this race like this. They've got full loads of fuel, the grip level's low, it's quite sunny, there's a lot of wind that's just come up, and the cars feel lethargic, they feel hard to drive, and you've got to just get yourself into a rhythm. A lot of these co-drivers are not familiar with starting these cars, and around here, very easy to make an early mistake, because the rhythm at this point is so different to practice when the cars were lighter. Right now, they start with just over 90 kilos of BP fuel. That makes an enormous difference. Here's a move, he's got him. Cooper Murray down the inside. Nice job on Jaden O'Jane. That brings him up into third position.
He's at number 96, boys.
And in fact, Jaden will get grabbed here by Fabian on the run down the bottom. Now, these are team cars that are at the back of that image that you can see at the moment. From Montbusher Andretti United, the respective engineers. Sam Scafidi for car 25, Richard Harris for car 2. They'll be like, be cool, boys, be cool. Because they
It's like it's not on the call itself.
158 laps to go. Yeah, you certainly don't want those two team cars to be battling so heavily. And what they have to do is just work it out pretty quickly. If Jaden's not fast enough, let Fabian by.
Almost like in the
Because
car.
one of the real dramas
Yeah.
that we're dealing
If I
with
put
is
the
safety
camera
cars
up
can
right
find
at
any
the
point. They will
TV,
double
then you
stack,
can
and that will be
see
horrific.
how it's like a car.
Very close.
Looks like you're on the car
in
yourself.
The top 10 shootout these guys. And is that a positional move that we saw there? He thought about it, Fabian. He poked the nose for a moment. That gives you a great understanding of the gutter that I speak of on the inside at turn 2, where that right front wheel is parked in there to secure the car on line. Buck Zambro spoke this morning about the risks of being high and wide there. As Coulthard threatens up on the outside, that's no man's land there because you will slide up into the fence. And he thought better of it, but it's made him vulnerable to Whincup, who's ready to pounce if the opportunity presents. The Whincup story at Bathurst is quite an extraordinary one. He has been a winner here, but he's also experienced unbelievable trauma. There was the safety car drama. There was the fuel drama. There was the big
Imagine if
drama
they
with
crashed
3 of
right
them
now,
on
you'd
Montana
get it
and he down the bottom in 2016.
Oh.
So there's been a
Yeah.
tale of ups and downs. for
That'd be
Jamie. He's
crazy.
acutely aware of the need to
Oh,
be
it's
nice
glitching.
and clean out there at the moment. Yep. And the spot to look for Whincup
On
to
the car
put a
itself.
move, and this spot right here is a classic. So he needs to come off the dipper and then line himself up for the little change of direction at Forest Elbow and fire down the inside. It's a slow corner entry and it's reasonably low risk when you get down the inside there. Now they've brought 14 back in, but I just heard Todd Hazelwood say on my sneaky radio that there's more oil on the track, particularly down the bottom. So whatever's going on with that at the moment requires further work to resolve the issue. Hazelwood from Winterbottom, the margin's officially still 0.5 on the clock. Murray's moved it up into third with a nice move early on, followed by Ojeda, Coulthard, Whincup, McLeod, Moffat, Slade, boys. Right?
The issue with car 14 is they cannot get second and fourth gear. They thought they could press on, but it is leaking oil everywhere, so they brought it into the garage.
Hence the reason why Todd Hazelwood made the comment that he did in the background just a few moments ago. Looking at those that have made ground still, it's Garth Tandon who's made the most amount in the first half of the field.
Yeah.
Made 4 spots. Second battery's chopper cam of the replay on the start line. Pictures in the bottom right hand corner shows you how strong firing and getting the whole shot was for Hazelwood. In fact, the two lead guys, they bolted. They had no pressure at all. However, the cluster of cars in positions 3 and beyond, it was on.
It certainly was. And have a look at the pack as they go over the rise at the end of Mountain Straight there. The 3 cars in really close proximity. And as you can see, they finally got away with that. It was always difficult just to get the car stopped there on that opening lap. Cold tyres and full fuel.
Yeah, I got that.
On the outside in the braking approach to turn 3, and there was no coming back from that. And he was under assault by the time he got down here at turn 1. It's a pretty clean start, all things considered. It was. Oh, that was a nice conversion. They've got the tallest gearing. First to second's 119 kilometres an hour. They break all the Aussie speed limits, just changing 1 gear off the line.
They're unbelievable, isn't it? The first
Gonna make a
gear,
heap of gear.
it would be illegal in all of our states and territories. So here we go. This is Jamie Whincup. So he had nowhere to go. So he's parked between the 2 Walkinshaw Mustangs. And then what he does, he just parks it back to the inside. Round the outside there was Cooper Murray, and he's trying his hardest to get the slingshot.
Round the outside. Round the outside.
It looked like he tried a pit maneuver.
Smart move by Whincup there, who moves it to the inside so he's not vulnerable for turn 2. This was the little move that we were gasping at because there was contact with the car.
Oh, Warren.
Right there. So straight away, Lee Holdsworth has run into the back of Tony D'Alberto at the cutting.
And they're still together out there at the moment, 16 and 17, and this is the move.
I like eating cars.
Caught, I beg your pardon, down the inside and
Oh,
program for co-drivers, and makes a nice move there. And Cooper Murray gets his job done here to get it up into 3rd position in the early stage of the race. It just takes a little bit of that pressure away from sitting under somebody's rear bumper. Now, the other thing about the replay of the Whincup start, he really had to coax and clutch several times, that clutch, to invite the car off the line. Oh, that's ugly. Awkward. Boys was into the back of Slade.
Boy!
Just trying to drive it across.
Go, boys! Oh, he's gone down a place. He was at 10 before.
Where is he?
Now he's 10.
To go and you're running into each other.
And Jordan actually had 2 on the grass then. So he's got Slade up the inside. This has got spare parts scattered all over the road, written all over it if they don't manage it carefully. It's a cluster of supercars on the run to turn 1. They're bumping and grinding. Pye was actually getting...
Uh-oh.
Pye was actually getting roughed up in that process. We're riding with Garth on the run towards turn 3. And cool heads need to prevail here, or they'll scatter one of these things or more. Into the cutting. How's the cluster of cars?
Someone rear-ended someone.
They're on the tow road. So this is 9 boys, then Slade, Jones, Russell, Pye, Tander, Lowndes is at the back of all this as well, and LeBrock. They're playing for keeps. We've got 156 laps to go.
They were running into each other on the way into turn 1. They ended up running into each other on the way into 2, and they were still bumping and barging on the way up to the cutting.
Look at that.
Oh no.
It's mad. We say it every year. The red mist descends in the first 5 laps.
So look at this. It all started down here in Pit Straight. So there's...
Yeah, that green car over there.
That unsettled him.
That was the one that got rear-ended on that turn.
Changes the corner exit speed at 1. They all clustered up at turn 2. Tander's trying to sneak up the inside here. He's made very light contact with Pye. Garth said that he didn't feel he was aggressive enough at the bend, and he's just lost that spot to Lee Holdsworth through the left-hander at turn 3. And he knows the value of trying to clear other competitors there. Dropping a spot will frustrate him. So Cooper Murray rallying and loses a spot in the process on the replay. So that drops him back into 4th position. Here's the view, chucking rocks. Sometimes that can end poorly down there at McPhillamy. So that was costly. There'll be some debris on those tyres to manage here as well. So he's a little bit vulnerable now to Coulthard. New fastest lap of the race belonging here to Hazelwood. Stephen Grove, Penrite Racing, watching what's going on. He's looking at Tander in 15th position here at the moment. And their other car with Dale Wood at the helm is in 26th position. Change for position again up here at turn 2. And that's Murray displacing Ojeda.
And how that just happened is that when Jaden was able to get by Cooper after he just bumped the fence there. I reckon he bumped the fence on the way to the cutting just then, Cooper Murray. I think he did. I think the right-hand rear just bumped the fence on the way. He definitely hit the fence on the way to the corner. I mean, stop it. Now, when you get to the point, when you get to the point, 155 laps to go. He went off by himself at McPhillamy Park. Jaden was able to up. Then Jada